everybody, I'm here with Nikiski, who was the designer and creator of my epic steampunk ball gown. So she's going to tell you a little bit about the adventures that we went through making it, creating it, and how it all came together. I think the biggest process was the hoop skirt. So tell them the epic story behind it.
Well, basically it started out as a polyester hoop skirt, and KOTA had the awesome idea to make it into a cage.
Which apparently is very different from a hoop skirt.
Yeah, a little bit. It was also a very bright, blinding white color, which didn't really go with the whole steampunk fandango. So I decided to take on the challenge of tea dyeing. So I basically hung up this giant beast of a skirt, and I used duct tape to tape off the parts that I didn't want to cut before I made it into a cage. I kept running out of duct tape, so I had like Hello Kitty duct tape and like lambs and pickles. It was quite an odd mixture. It looked like a giant mouse trap hanging up in my bathroom. But once I cut it all down, it was actually some kind of a cage device. I bought about 400 bags of tea, and I decided to try and do it in my bathtub, which I was afraid was going to stain. So I got a giant roll of, it's like a Visqueen, which is sort of like a painter's tarp thing, and I duct taped that up into my bathtub.
True dedication.
Yeah, I was determined to figure this out, and I just filled the bathtub with hot water and dumped in like the 400 bags of tea and let it sit for a while, and then rigged up this contraption of hangers and sort of like dipped in the skirt and then kept like kind of moving it around and swirling it around the bathtub for...
That must have been so ridiculous.
Yeah, and I did it for about 3 hours because I was just so afraid that I was going to take it out and dry it.
And it was still going
to be white.
And it looks amazing. The skirt turned out perfectly.
And it did. I'm very happy with the way it turned out.
So that's the story of the cage skirt, and she also added like corset lacing and like all these cool like chains of keys and everything. So it's just an epic skirt. And then the corset, she also made by hand from scratch.
I love making corsets, it's sort of my specialty, and she being steampfaerie, I kind of had the idea to make it kind of an ethereal, wispy sort of corset for something so binding. I still wanted to have a little bit of a dreamlike, dreamlike thing to it. So it's comprised of a bunch of different gauzy fabrics, and some of which were also tea stained. And,
so much tea staining.
Yeah, so much tea staining. I still have tea at my house. I need to stain some more things, clearly. Yeah, I decided to add some spikes and some hardware to it just to give it a little bit of an edge, but of course plenty of crystals and
the spikes are really sharp. I kind of like warned everybody who was hugging me that day. It's like, be careful, don't hug me too tight. They're really sharp. I never really put spikes on anything because they are like a little bit more like edgy and dark, but with like the contrast of like the crystals and the white flowy stuff, it's awesome. And then the bustle skirt was a bit of an adventure also.
Yeah.
Like, we kind of just wanted a lot of volume.
Yeah, we were just bigger is better sort of mentality there, and kept trying different fabrics, but the colors weren't really mixing right.
Yeah, we went fabric shopping, and some of the fabrics that we got we took home later and we're like, never mind.
Yeah.
So we stuck to the creams, and it actually worked really well because it matches the tea staining of the cage and the corset and everything. Yeah, it was an amazing outfit. It came together so well, and we did some unconventional things, like I stuffed plastic bags with plastic bags and created this poofy pillow thing that I safety pinned to my hips because I wanted that big, you know, like the cage skirt look, but we didn't have an actual cage skirt, so we were just trying to like put as much volume in there as possible. It came together and it was amazing, and it was a big adventure.
Good adventure.
Yes, good adventure. So one of the other pieces that she made for the outfit was this amazing necklace that is just like super hardcore steampunk. Like, how long did this take to make? Because it's so intricate.
I don't know, it took a few hours. A lot of the pieces are vintage items. My grandmother collected a lot of crazy
so cool.
little keys and stuff like that, so I used a lot of pieces from that, and some are more things from craft stores, and just sort of a blend of fun
That's
things.
so awesome, and like the little keys on top like turn, which is so cute. It's almost like a little working clock. And she's wearing a necklace that she made also that is kind of similar to this, where it's just like a big statement piece, which is so cool. You'll be seeing this very frequently because it's so epic. So check out Nikiski. Her Instagram is where she posts a lot. She posts like really epic things, some crazy outfits and makeup and everything. So follow her. So that's the story of the dress. And if you have any other questions, comment below and we'd love to talk more about the dress. Bye!